Welcome to my channel. I'm Stan and I'm here today to share with you unboxing of the Sony A7 IV. Yes, the long-waiting Sony A7 IV is here. Why would you like to watch this video? It's simply just unboxing, and I'm briefing you quickly on where A7 IV Sony Alpha camera sits within the entire Alpha series and the entire Alpha lineup of Sony cameras. Full frame cameras, and just quickly give you a few points that I can simply share with you while I'm holding the camera, and how it compares from what I can tell on the spot. So yeah, you might want to watch this to see also what's in the box, and for curiosity. Before we open the box quickly, we all know the A7 III. It was very known camera, and this is the predecessor, so Sony had a tough challenge ahead to make it still compelling to its customers to upgrade to the new A7 IV. When it's been a while since A7 III was released. It was released announced in February 2018, and it released in April 2018, and we're now in December 2021. So it's been a while, but there is a reason for that. Sony has done very well with the A7 III. It has hit a sweet spot, and if you are in photography for a long time, you know Canon has done a great job in DSLR range with 5D Mark III, and kind of in the same way, in the same fashion, Sony has done the same with the A7 III, but now in the mirrorless. So this is what has triggered and motivated a lot of photographers, both enthusiasts and professionals, to move from DSLR to mirrorless. Is because of this camera A7 III. So this predecessor had ticked many boxes, has made a lot of people happy and satisfied a lot of requests and needs. So it was very tough for Sony to come with something that exceeded that, and also brought something new that would make compelling for its customers to upgrade. So we will look at a few things just from the top of my head. Not the major things. The sensor is of A7 IV. It's 33 megapixels, which is just a bit more than the A7 III, which was 24 megapixels. Its pros and cons: yes, it gives you the possibility to crop within your shots. So if you're doing wildlife photography, if you're doing let's say any other type of photography where you'll appreciate having the possibility to crop for more details, that comes in handy. But it's still not that much compared to A7 IV, like 60 megapixels and so forth, while at the same time the lower resolution sensor could work in your advantage for portraits, weddings. It gives you less work to do in the post-processing, because the sharpness, depending also what kind of lenses you're using, but if you have very sharp lenses, you'll have a lot of processing to do for the skin working, skin touching and so forth. So with the lower megapixels size in your camera, it will save a lot of time. And then it comes also the always discussion on the file size. So how big are the files? How much storage do you need over time if you're taking weddings? Where are you going to store it? Do you really need a big sensor? With a bigger sensor also, it's difficult for the low light performance to be as high, because you have more pixels within the same physical area. So I'm excited. I had the 5D Mark IV from Canon a few years ago, which was 31 megapixels, and I love that sensor size. I'm now excited to see how it's going to look with the 33 megapixel from the Sony A7 IV. So these are my first ideas. Probably also the ergonomic had some room to improve, which everyone says it happened. What do you think about the tilted screen versus the rotative one, and Is it helpful? People are divided here, and they think differently. For me, it hasn't been a problem at all on A7 III. I'm filming with the A7 III now. I love that camera. Will I keep it as a second body? I don't know. Still have to see how the A7 IV performs, and then consider what to do next. So yeah, let's see what's in the box now. So it's sealed. It comes sealed. Sony seals it. So first is yeah, just a 1 year extended warranty depending where you are. I'm in UK, so for the price, again, it's a bit more expensive than the A7 III came. So A7 III came on the market on 1999 or £2,000 British pounds, and now this one is 2399, so it's 2400 British pounds. Yes, it is a 20% increase in the price. We'll see. One thing that I am going to use, and I'm excited, is the webcam feature. So hopefully that would be yes, you could do with the A7 III. I've been using it as well, but the resolution was 720, so I'm now looking at the full HD or even 4K. The 4K is only 50 frames per second, so I'm not sure how smooth that would be, but I'll look at how it performs. And so looking inside, you simply have the cables, UK plug, European plug. This is nothing different. You have the manual, the warranty. It's straightforward, and the strap is the leather one, so it's different than the A7 III. So hopefully it will. I think, yeah, I like it. Another one. Let's see what this is. And it is a cable. It's USB-C, and it's 3.2, the latest, not the 3.1 version. This is the charger. It's the charger, but you can't charge the battery directly. It has to be plugged into your camera, and it's the same like A7 III, direct, exactly the same. The battery is the same. One thing to comment on the battery. Yes, the battery size the same. There are a few improvements also on the resolution of the both screen and the viewfinder, electronic viewfinder. Am I too hyped or excited about that? Not necessarily, because that affects your battery life. Yeah, there could be an advantage when you are on a photo shoot and you want to show the photo you took to your clients. I see a benefit there for the clients to see better, and gives you an opportunity to impress them. But other than that, personally, I prefer the low resolution screen, LCD screen, because it gives a longer battery life. So yeah, we will see how this looks like on the A7 IV, and I'll update you better on that. Definitely the color accuracy on the A7 III did lag behind compared to competition and others, so hopefully that has been now corrected. One other good thing about A7 IV is Sony now has pulled down the cinematic profile into A7 IV, so we'll see. And also stronger CPU resources, stronger CPU power for the focusing, so the focusing should be better. So we're getting some of the benefits from S3 and also the A1. So now coming into A4, this is what I was referring to when I said positioning of the A7 IV. It's a camera for the people that want to do both video and photography, video and stills, but it's not the best on the video side, particularly because it doesn't give you the 4K full reads of the sensor of 4K in 60 frames per second, like the S3 does. But the sensor is different. There is 12 megapixels, so the readout happens faster. But at the same time, it does give you enough with the 4K on 60 frames, on 30 frames per second. It's full sensor, You don't have the limit of 30 minutes, another benefit compared to A7 III. So all but good points here. So I think this is going to be again the camera of choice for many people from now on. So let's now that was all in the box. So now let's bring up the camera. So let's move this out of the way. It doesn't look very good. Yeah, so first looking at the camera, and you have also the new menu, which is an improved and much easier. I never had problems. Yeah, it was a bit not user friendly on the A7 III, but once you configured it, you hardly need to change anything. So, and it's still very customizable. So first impressions after unboxing the A7 IV. I like the ergonomy. Yes, the ergonomy, definitely the grip is improved. The grip is improved, and that is compared to versus A7 III, that is definitely an improvement. I like the idea that you can switch quickly between video and the stills, and you have a dedicated dial. I'm not so sure how positioned this is. If you want to, you still have to hold the camera with two hands to change it. So I'm not sure ergonomic wise if they could have done a better job here to change it with one hand from stills to video. Yeah, love the screen. I love the fact that the buttons are a bit bigger, both the joystick and also the AF on button. I love it. Yes. How does it feel? I'm not sure. It feels yeah, a bit more plasticky than the A7 III. That doesn't mean necessarily it's low quality, not at all. Probably they use different material, recycled, and not at all different, but I love it. The weight is still comparable, very close to A7 III. Yes. What other things? I like the fact that the doors are open now for the charging, for the mic and everything. They're not that flimsy as they used to be in A7 III, and you have full size HDMI connector, which is great. So yes, definitely some improvements, definitely good improvements on the ergonomic. I have a battery right here. Let me connect that. It's not a Sony battery, it's on purpose. I want to see if it allows you to use non-Sony batteries. So I'm just switching that on. Yeah, that's good. Oh, seems to work with the non-Sony battery, which is good. It gives you a warning. You can override it and say yes. That's really good. The screen is also touch, fully touch, not just semi, not just for focusing or zooming in play mode like it was in A7 III. So it's fully touch now for the menu as well, which is great. Yes, another improvement on that side. And also obviously the position of the slots have changed, is different than A7 III, which I've always questioned why would they have done it initially that way, with a slot 2 at the top and instead of at the bottom, and slot 1 to be on your left side. So now it's been changed and corrected, and obviously you have CF Express card as well, Type A. They're not cheap, they're not that accessible at this moment, but that would give you a better transfer between the buffer of camera's memory and your memory card. So that would help you with burst rate, much better burst rate, which was low indeed for A7 III. Would you need that if you were shooting actions and wildlife? Yes. During a wedding, I do weddings, and I used to do a lot of weddings. Never found that I needed more than I never had any issues. Probably when the bride would come on the aisle to the altar, that's when you should burst, but other than that, it was completely controllable. So yes, this is your A7 IV, and this is first impressions and opening of the A7 IV. I like the fact that you can now protect the screen. So we'll see. Other than that, I don't see much benefits Yes, probably if you look to capture something from a very low angle, that was possible before as well. So yeah, it will be, yeah, probably in portrait mode. That would be the best. Yeah, in portrait mode from a low angle, that's when you would benefit the most of this new design screen. So most of the photographers are divided. Some do prefer the A7 III tilted screen, some prefer the A7 IV one now. I think I'll get used to A7 IV quite quickly. I used to have Canon 60D, which had the same type of screen, so, and I love that. This is my video on the first impressions from an unboxing of the A7 IV. Thank you for spending watching the video, and look forward to see you soon again on the channel, hopefully with coming with more details after I spent a considerable amount of time of testing the A7 IV and share my feedback on the A7 IV and where I found if it's worth upgrading for you or not. We'll discuss that in the next video with thorough details, discussing on the advantages, the cons, is it worth the price? So stay tuned, come back, and we'll cover all of that in the next video. Thank you.